Everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if you can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. In Austin, this is a fun conversation about the Dallas Cowboys. That they're a fun team now with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, and a lot of that is just of how well. A lot of that is because of just how well Dak Prescott has been playing this season.
Yeah, that's true. But also, how do you build around him moving forward? How does this team build? Or do you try to move off of Dak and try to rebuild for the future? Because of how big the contract is that they're going to have to pay him these next couple seasons. He's played like one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He leads the league in passing yards. He's 99.1 passer rating, which is pretty high comparatively. But it does raise some questions because, again, he's going to be paid so much this year. How are they going to be able to build around him?
So, yeah, thinking about that, it is difficult. They did put themselves in this situation where they had to give him the deal. And I think a huge part of his success this year is, of course, CeeDee Lamb, but also George Pickens. And it is really that dual, two great wide receivers. When they're playing their best, Pickens has struggled, and that, to me, has affected the offense. But when you're talking about building around Dak, I think they keep him. You could argue trading, but you're just not going to get enough value back. And there's a lot of standpoints, I don't see Jerry doing it. He's kind of invested it. A lot of teams don't want to take that contract on, and it is working. For building around him, this is where the Micah Parsons trade plays into your favor because of those extra first-round picks you have. Yes, they did use one to get Quinnen Williams, but that helps them win now. So for building around Dak, it's to me using those picks to draft and develop guys. I do think they have some money that they could pay for George Pickens if they want to keep him, which I think you kind of have to do at this point, given just how well he's played. Or you use one of those first-round picks on a wide receiver or an offensive impact player to help that grow or help that play, because he's kind of who he is at this point.
Yeah, which is still a top 10 quarterback in the league, in my opinion. And he's 32 right now. He'll be 33 mid next season. Right before the season. He turns 33 next year. Will the Cowboys be able to contend during Dak's, not necessarily, I don't want to say prime, because the quarterback prime can go a long time. I mean, we've seen with Matthew Stafford and some of these other guys how long a quarterback can be at the top level. But will the Cowboys ever be contenders with Dak at QB?
Define contenders.
Can make a Super Bowl.
If you want to say on paper, I think they could do it this year or not this year.
Like next year?
3 years. I think you draft a guy this draft and next draft, and they start helping in the third year. So in the final 2 years of his contract, I believe they can be contending on paper. But the problem is, to me, there is a chemistry issue, or there's just a culture problem with the Cowboys that I don't see Brian Schottenheimer fixing.
Do you think that's also partially, though, because of how bad the defense is? Do you think getting rid of Matt Eberflus or changing off of some of these defensive guys can help bring some more confidence to the team?
I think it can, but it's just kind of having that mentality in the playoffs. I don't know how they can get that going, of just being like like one example of a great culture shift is the Dan Campbell Lions. He built that team to fit his vision of just a gritty team that just when they it's yes, they're flashy and they were flashy with Ben Johnson and they still do crazy plays, but it's when they get serious, they get down into the trenches and they just push. They run the ball on the ground. To me, that's kind of how you tell what their identity is. The Cowboys are very flashy, and kind of when push comes to shove, that just doesn't work. That is where I view the picks. If they keep Pickens, then you don't really have to draft a wide receiver to fill that role. And then you can focus primarily on defense. And that is why I say in year 3, because you'll still have Quinnen Williams. And I think you'll have a lot of better impact players on the defense. So you can have a competent defense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they've averaged 29.1 points per game scored, but allowing 30.0 points per game against. They have the second worst defense in the league, statistically speaking, and a top 5 offense. I think they'll be able to contend with Dak if they can fix the defensive problems, but that comes with definitely, I think, a change in coaching, but also I think a change of players as well on that side. Now, yes, I think bringing back Pickens is a must. Getting CD 100%. I like Jake Ferguson, and I don't think you really need to add much offensively as long as Javonte Williams can remain productive. But I think the defensive changes are monumental that they need to make, and I think their chances to contend are determined by how good the defense will play next year and the years after that.
Yeah, I agree. And what I like about this defense is it changes with Quinnen Williams. He is a high impact defensive player. He's not as great as Micah Parsons, but it works. You just have to build around him. I like Donovan Ezeraku. I like Chevon Ravel. I think he'd be a good corner. But Diggs is probably going to be cut after this year, which saves him money. Bland, I don't know what they're going to do. He's having another surgery on his left foot. So the secondary is an issue. Linebacker's an issue. You have Overshown, but he has injury concerns. So to me, they are a good drafting team, and you can see them hit on picks. And by just probability, they are going to miss on some draft picks. They may miss on that Guyton pick. They've definitely missed on that Mozzie pick, but they're really good at hitting all their picks. Tyler Booker seems to be a great pick, and that has really shored up the offensive line in that middle because you have Tyler Smith, Connor Beebe, and Tyler Booker. I do think I like Nate Thomas the left tackle, and maybe you put Guyton at right tackle. I think the offense is set, like you said, and now I think they can really focus primarily on their defense with all their draft picks.
Okay, so you think they can become contender level in 3 to 5 years?
Yes. I think in year 3 they start showing something, but the contending kind of brings the coaching situation, and I just don't know if they can do it with Schottenheimer.
I guess it's something we'd have to wait and see.
Yep, we will have to wait and see. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.